All right, you're still on to TVC Breakfast, and Oyo State is our focal point today, looking at unpaid salaries from some of the states, most of the states in Nigeria. And of course, we have our guest, Smart Apejoyo is here, and who is a public affairs commentator, and Ismail Ali, the secretary to the Oyo State government. Many thanks for staying with us, gentlemen. Just before we went on that short break, you were talking about peer review mechanism. And I remember then the second tenure of Governor Fashola, usually Governor's Forum, there was a particular forum where he was invited to show the other state how it is done in Lagos State, particularly that of tax. And I remember I was still a reporter then, and I covered that particular assignment. So perhaps is the issue sharing of ideas? Is it the lack of sharing of ideas or the willpower to even implement what might have been shared?
You see, in the first place, I am not, of course, you see, they couldn't have been sharing ideas, and it's not made public. We've not had a retreat of all the governors, either in the West or even in the country. That's where we've not had a retreat. And if they've had retreats, you see, it is not the kind of retreat that they used to have. I've said it earlier on that retreat is not supposed to be a jamboree. Retreat is supposed to be like a mechanic workshop, where first of all you diagnose, you analyze, and you probably implement, fix what is the what. And again, after you do that, test run and see if it is working. Then you come back. You come back again and re-strategize. They are not doing it the way they should do it, and you say if you're not doing it the way you're supposed to do it, you will not have you will always have a wrong answer.
Okay, it will be interesting to find out how your state is engaging other states like Lagos State, who have made a success of governance. Mr. Olalekan-Alli, tell us, if you will, whether Oyo State is actually taking advantage of picking the brains of states like Lagos, for example. Of course, Ogun too is seen to, be doing a good job of governance in, improving the lives of the citizenry there. How is Oyo State doing this, if at all?
Well, it is in the public domain that our Bureau of Internal Revenue is still reorganized. And the brains we have put along that line. We have the consultants, we have the firm actually embarking on this reorganization for us. To make this bureau, which used to be a board, completely autonomous of government activities, to the extent that the new Bureau of Internal Revenue, at the end of the day, will have a complete autonomy. It will have its own set of officials, it will have its own structure, it will have its own resources. And at the end of the day, you have a target-driven and knowledge-driven at the end of the day. This is an example of what the government is putting in place to ensure that we are able to expand our revenue sources, review the subsisting rates, and ensure that at the end of the day, we are able to actually advance our internally generated revenue at the end of the day to cater for the needs of the state. When resources are expanded, when you are able to harness the resources right, definitely at the end of the day, you are able to have sufficient means of actually meeting with your obligations, inclusive of whatever it is we are talking about. So we are not relying on actually what we're getting from the federal government. In addition to that, we have this industrial park that is being put in place, because the only solution which we have found out to this situation we have found ourselves is to industrialize the state, get into agriculture on a massive scale, on a public-private partnership, to the extent that we are bringing in investors to midwife a new dawn in our agricultural efforts. And these are the structures we have put in place over time, which again we expect to generate the necessary resources at the end of the day. In actual fact, as we speak, the DIR has been expanded, it's been modernized to the extent that rather than allowing people to pay their taxes directly as we used to do, it is now possible for people to pay through banks directly, and we capture such, and receipts are actually issued without getting officials to do so manually. This is an example of something we are putting in place, actually in respect of what has been mentioned earlier. It's a matter of initiative and it's a matter of real orientation. The rates are so minute in Oyo State, and at the end of the day, you must ask, what are we given? Within the first 4 years, we have given a lot, and this is the time to take back from the public, from the advantages that have derived from the programs of government. We have been able to open up access to various zones of the state.
All right. Olalekan-Alli, just hold on for us. Let's hear what Governor Ajimobi of your state had to say to workers when the protests would just not stop? Of course, we're talking about the unpaid salaries in Oyo State.
We will not reduce you, but let's reduce salaries. When you were earning this salary, oil was 120, allocation was 5 billion. Now, oil has gone down to 30-something naira, dollars per barrel, and our allocation has reduced from 5 billion to 2.2 billion. So why don't we take the junior staff whose money are very little and there are more, let's be paying them monthly, we won't miss their salary. Let the senior ones alternate payment and manage whatever is left. They said, no, we don't want that. We want all of us to earn the same thing as that. You should sacrifice for the junior ones. No. Okay, fine. Let's now alternate. So we said, whatever we get this month, we'll take 90%, we spread it, whatever it is. Some people will not get. Then the following month they will get. They said they agree. I said, but remember, for every 2 months, we'll be owing you 1 month. That's what it means. Because so by the time we use 1 year of alternation, we'll be owing 6 months. So we started 10 months ago. Now we are owing 5 months.
Okay, all right. We just listened to Governor Ajimobi there, and we still have Ismail Ali, the Secretary to the Oyo State Governor. You want to respond to what your governor said there, but perhaps let me add this question to that. This is not the first time. The dialogue you're having right now, will it also come back to this bottom line of sacrifice? And if that is the case, what is your governor really sacrificing, and what are the political appointees sacrificing in terms of sacrifice so workers can be paid?
Well, you must realize the fact that for a year, we did not have political appointees in place. And in actual fact, what political appointees enjoy in terms of take-home, in terms of salaries, much less than 200 million of the 5.2 billion that's our salary bill at the end of every month. So essentially, what the governor is saying, and which the government is also saying, is a matter of understanding of what the situation is. Having laid bare to labor what our resources are, we must be able to now determine the way forward. And that is why we are meeting together to understand the position of government, to understand the efforts the government is putting in place to ensure that we expand the revenue sources of the state, for which they also have to contribute. Whatever it is we have at the end of the day is what we share. And based on the initiatives we have, that is the government has, we believe very strongly that within the next 3-6 months, the situation of the economy in Oyo State will improve. And at that point in time, definitely we will not have any story to tell in respect of inability to pay salary. It is the understanding that matters. And once the understanding is there, based on transparency, based on accountability, based on access, which we continue to have to our books, I'm very sure that that rapport that is essential, which we have enjoyed over time, will continue and will subsist in the state.
All right, we'll have to say thank you so much, Olalekan-Alli, Secretary to the Oyo State Government. We hope to, of course, have you in the studios live with us on the show, and by that time, we hope that it will be better news coming from Oyo State. Thank you so much for your time and being part of TVC Breakfast this morning.
Thank you, too. Thank you.
All right, so let's come to the studio. Abiola Ajimobi is asking workers to, cede some ground, make some sacrifices and all of that, accept pay cuts as against outright sacking, of workers. What's your take on that? You're already shaking your head.
Honestly, maybe you shouldn't have even brought that, and it wouldn't have saddened me more. You see, first, it talked about reduction in salary. What is this salary? Is it a living wage or a dead wage? What is the salary of an average worker in Oyo State? That they're not asking them to, probably that they want to reduce or whatever. I mean, we should even be talking about increasing this salary. Look, maybe an average worker in Oyo State will go home with about 45,000.
Which is what Labour is talking about.
No, we go home. Let's say total monthly package as at now in Oyo State. Maybe a level 4 officer.
Yes.
Please tell me, what does 45,000? What will they do in his life in a month? with the high cost of everything. Look, one day I traveled to a state.
So really, the point is, what's the way out for
the
a
way
state
out
like
is that
Oyo?
the state should sit down and generate internally generated revenue, increase the internally generated revenue, tournament rates, waste collection, health. I was expecting that. Look, that a governor, Ajimobi has no excuse. He's going to the 6th year. He has spent 4 years, 5 years, and we are going on the 6th year. He has no excuse for saying we are doing this. You are doing what? You should be fine-tuning what you have started. You should be perfecting that which you have started. Not we are doing this. I have traveled far, and I have traveled on Oyo State very well, from Lagos to as far as to Igbojayi, the extreme end of Oyo State. So many vast land lying wasted. So many companies that are moribund. Look, what they should be looking at in the first place, I keep saying, government should not create employment. They should create enabling infrastructure for employment to thrive. They are not creating.
And that's what some of them are doing right now.
They are not doing it.
No, some of them have said, okay, some of the money they've gotten, instead of them paying salary, they've diverted some of those funds into their capital project.
Which capital project is going in on your state? You see, it's not sitting in the studio. Send your cameramen out. Look, you, governor, I know you will not be chanced. Take me, give us somebody that will take us around the projects you've been doing in the past 6 years. Let us go and see how much has been expanded on a project, the stage of the project, and let us come back and review this. Go and see which project is taking place.
But of course, we do have our men on ground in Oyo State.
I know that your men on ground, but which capital projects are taking place? Let them even tell us what is the monthly internally generated revenue of Oyo State. Quickly again, let us ask. Look, this salary, whatever, are the members of House of Assembly in Oyo State, are they being owed salary? We want to know.
Of course, your IGR stands somewhere around 1.2 billion. Are
they also being owned 5 months? Let's even take the 5 months. But those I spoke to, sincerely, 7 months, 8 months. I could make a call, an anonymous call. Please don't say your name. You work for your state. Please, what is your when last did you collect salary? 7, 8 months. But he have said 5 months. Let's even take the 5 months he's talking about. Now, you've not paid somebody for 5 months. He has wife, he has children. I mean, that is crime.
Okay, so that's what we just have to say. Thank you so much, Smart Apejoyo, public affairs commentator. If you've been watching TVC Breakfast regularly, you would, of course, realize that we've been taking the states one by one, and today it is Oyo State. You want to stay with us to find out where we're going next on the show.
It's a good thing it's not Ondo State today, otherwise Mr. Apejoyo will have taken a swipe at Ondo. He doesn't spare that state. He's from Ondo State anyway, so I don't know why, but...
all right, continue to stay with us. It's still TVC Breakfast.